Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 299. We are one episode away from 300. How crazy is that? I'm Phil Graham. I am excited to be here with you guys today because we've got a very exciting topic. I'm going to be sharing 3 ways that I'm using Chat GPT to create better Facebook and Instagram ads that could make you money and save you time. Chat GPT could literally be amazing for you if you use it in the right way, but it could also be very dangerous. So many people are going to use it in a way that costs them time and money because they're just going to use it and take what it gives them and run ads with it. No. You don't want to do it that way. You want to use it as a tool that matches with your skill and experience. And when you blend those two together in a smart way, and then you run ads and then you evaluate the data and make changes and adapt to based off of what you're seeing using your skill, those two together are absolutely powerful and amazing. But what a lot of people are going to do, and probably most people, they're just going to try and use ChatGPT and run ads based off of whatever it says. And that's going to be a road to failure, and it's probably going to cost them a lot of time and money. So if you use it the right way, it could be incredible. So today I'm going to be sharing what I feel is the right way to use it, and a way that's working really well for us. And hopefully you can avoid the mistakes of using it in a way that'll cost you money. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. We definitely did. We are out there looking for a puppy still. We're not sure what we're going to get or when, but it's always fun looking. And I'll definitely make sure that I let you guys know what we get. In fact, someday when we do get a puppy, it's going to have its own Instagram account, I'm sure. So we did that. That was a lot of fun. And I'm super excited for this week. I just love doing what I do. You know, this podcast is one of the most fun things I do each week. And working with clients and running ads is just stuff that I love doing. And I hope that you guys are doing what you love. And if you're not, I highly recommend you figure out a way to make that happen because it makes life so much better. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you're here. And before we jump into the content, if you guys do want to get in touch with me, if you're looking for some one-on-one coaching to actually finally learn this ad stuff, how to run ads effectively the right way, you're tired of all the scammers and all the get-rich-quick crap, and you want to do it the right way, that's a great reason to get in touch. Or if you're looking for somebody to actually run your ads for you, a pro that you can trust so you can do what you want to do and what you do best, for either one of those things, you can just go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I would love to connect with you. I've been running ads for so many years, and I love helping people. So I want to jump right into this week's content. It's a really exciting topic, especially for me. I love ads, I love marketing, and I love technology. So Chat GPT, what is it? I'm just going to briefly talk about this just for a second. I think most of you probably know what it is, but if you don't, Google it. But essentially, it's an AI tool that you can chat to. Essentially, it's amazing, and you can ask it questions, and it'll give you lots of amazing information. And I absolutely love it. The reason why I love it is because it is so useful, not only for business, but for like lots of other areas of your life too. And it's fun. But here's the thing. When you use it right, it can help you immensely. But however, there's a lot of people that are using it and that will be using it in a way that's wrong, especially when it comes to Facebook ads. And if you use it in the wrong way, or you have the wrong expectations of it for your ads, it could cost you so much time and money. It's crazy. I don't want that to be you. So I'm going to teach you how I'm using it effectively that helps us so much. And hopefully you can avoid the mistakes that a lot of people are going to make when it comes to Chat GPT and running ads. So one of the main things that I want to get across is that there's two things that are really important. Well, there's more than two, but two really important things are information and skill. Now, Chat GPT can give you some amazing information, but you also need some skill to execute the information. A perfect example is you could ask Chat GPT how to become good at basketball. And it's probably going to tell you some amazing things, like everything you need to know to be good at basketball. However, does that mean you are good at basketball? No. Imagine you go through Chat GPT and you learn all this stuff and you try and think you can go play for an NBA team. It's very different than skill. But the beautiful thing is when you have the skill and or you're building the skill, and then you've also got that kind of information that's easier to get than ever before, and you put them together, that's the amazing thing that I just love. And I can't wait to share how I'm doing this. But think of it like a tool, like a hammer, or like Final Cut Pro if you're on a Mac. You can create amazing videos with Final Cut Pro. You can build a house with a hammer, but the hammer by itself doesn't build the house. The software by itself doesn't create a great video. It helps you to do it, the person who's skilled in doing it. So when you put those two together, that's where it becomes amazing. So just kind of keep that in mind. But I want to dive in and get very specific and talk about the three ways, and there's more than three, but these are three of the top ways that I'm using ChatGPT for creating amazing Facebook ads. And the first way that I use ChatGPT with ads is I use it to help me develop more ad angles and copy and approaches to ads. For example, pain points. I can ask ChatGPT what pain points are for people that buy products or services like the ones we're promoting. And I can do it that way, or I can do it by who they are, like the type of person, like the audience. So developing pain points and finding out what their pain points are. When I'm working with clients, I always find out from the clients, but sometimes they don't even know everything and they don't realize certain pain points that their ideal audience might have. And ChatGPT will sometimes come up with some great options that they didn't think of. And so developing pain points by using ChatGPT, asking, is really effective. Another thing with ad angles, this is one thing I really like. I actually used this on a client call the other day, and I wanted to know, hey, why do people buy? In this specific situation, this client was somebody who sold garage floors, okay? Garage floors. And so I wanted to know, what are the main reasons why people buy garage floors? And he knew a lot of the reasons and stuff. But I also figured, hey, let me ask ChatGPT. And I'll tell you what it says right now. I'm looking at it right here. People buy garage floors for a variety of reasons, including to improve the appearance and durability of the floor. So there's one really important thing, appearance and durability. To make it easier to clean, that's another ad angle right there, floors that are easier to clean. And then another one is to add a non-slip surface. That's another reason why somebody might buy a garage floor, which actually makes it much safer. And then it also says garage flooring can help protect the concrete slab from damage and staining. So there's another ad angle. And then it also says some people buy them for the added insulation and soundproofing properties. There's like 5 or 6 different ad angles just from me asking, why do people buy garage floors in ChatGPT? That's amazing. Now, we knew a lot of these, but there was 1 or 2 in there that the client didn't really think of so much until he saw it. And he was like, oh my gosh, yeah, That is another reason why people buy floors all the time. That's amazing. That's powerful. Now, what I don't do is I don't just take what they say and just put it into an ad. I take the idea, what I discovered from this research, and I write ad copy. That's where that skill comes in. And you can still have it kind of do some of that for you. But if you just, a big mistake is just having Chat GPT write your ad copy. What you want to use it for is ideas, and then you write your ad copy, because nobody's going to know your business, your brand, how you serve your customers or clients, and who your competitors are and what your differentiation is. Nobody's going to know that better than you or me if I'm working with you. So you want to use these ideas in your copy. So think of it as an idea generator and something that can really help you find things out that you might not have realized. So that's an example of using why people buy. You could also say, let's do one right now. Let's say you sold like watches. We could say, we could ask Chat GPT, why do people buy expensive watches? Maybe you sell high-end watches. So why do people buy expensive watches? And I put that in, and it gave me a number of things. And a lot of these I already know, but still, sometimes it'll jog your memory, or you'll see something you didn't realize. Why do people buy expensive watches? Status symbol, quality and craftsmanship, sometimes for an investment. Many high-end brand watches have a rich history, and owning one can make the owner feel connected to that legacy. Now, there's one that I might not have really thought of too much, and it may be good or it may not be good, but it's something that I might test. And then functionality and emotion. So there's some good ideas here. A lot of these I would have already known, but just having that list in front of me gives me some good ideas that I could use just from asking a question into Chat GPT. And again, I wouldn't just be using what they say word for word in my ad copy. I would be using these ideas, using my skill of what I do to create great communication and copy to my audience. And then another way I use it for ad angles is potential objections. Because when you're writing ads and you're running ads, you need to also think about what would be an objection. Like, why would somebody maybe not buy this? And so you can ask Chat GPT, why do people not buy X? Why don't people buy Nikes? Why don't people buy expensive this? Why don't people buy? And then you put in your product or service, or you could put in like a similar product or service from a competitor or from a brand, and it will give you some reasons that you might not have thought of. And then you can address those in some of your ad copy. Like, for example, when I ask why people don't buy services. Now, that's very general. You could get way more specific, but some of the things it says are lack of perceived value or benefit, high cost. Those are pretty obvious. Poor customer service, limited availability, limited trust or confidence in the service provider. Now, this is something I'm always talking about to people with clients and even to people on the podcast. It's not just about the product or service itself, but who's offering it. Do they trust you? Are you credible? And it gives a bunch of other reasons too. And again, that was just from me asking a very broad question, not about any specific product or service. If you get more specific, you sometimes will get even better answers. And so again, I'm not using these word for word, but I'm using these to find things that we might have missed or not thought of, and then I can work them into my ad copy. And so there's tons of different ways you can do that, but those are some of the main ways that I use Chat GPT to create great ad angles for my Facebook ads. Number two, the second way I love using it is for audience research. This is really powerful because you can find out a lot about your existing audience, your ideal audience, your desired audience. And then the more you know about who your ideal customers or clients are, the better you're going to be able to communicate with them in your ads, on your website, on your landing pages, in your videos, and everything else you do. And ChatGPT is a great way to learn more about your audience. You can do a lot of audience research. Here's some sample questions you could use. For example, let's say your primary audience, you feel like a lot of them shop at Whole Foods. Well, you could ask, what are buying behaviors of moms? Let's say you also target moms. What are buying behaviors of moms who shop at Whole Foods? And I asked ChatGPT that, and it gave me some behaviors. Buying behaviors are to prioritize their health and wellness, to seek out organic products. They also want to support local and sustainable products, value, variety, and there's a bunch of other things. And some of these are going to be basic. Some of them are going to be like a no-brainer, and you're going to know some of those. But what you're looking for is the one or two things or a few things that are things that you really may not have thought of that you can add to what you're doing. You can add to your list and work that into your ads, or even create an ad angle specifically for that one thing that you learned. So that's just a general example. You can also ask, like, what are 10 things that moms in their 30s like? Or tell me more about moms who like side hustles. That was interesting. When I asked ChatGPT that, I mean, there's some of the obvious ones, like, they're motivated by financial independence and career flexibility and fulfillment, but also like personal development. They see a side hustle as an opportunity to develop new skills, a sense of community. That's another big one that sometimes people may not have realized. They have an entrepreneurial mindset, or they want to expand that. And then social impact. So there's some obvious things, but then there's always some interesting things that you might not have thought of. Here's another good one. If someone shops at X, where else do they like to shop? And X could be a similar brand or store or type of product or service that you have. Because if you find out where else they might like to shop, that could be valuable. So let's say, you're in the fashion, or let's say workout clothing niche. You could say, if someone shops at Lululemon, where else, give me 20 other brands they also like to shop. And some of those brands, you're going to know a lot of them, but some of them you might not realize. And one or two of those, or a few of those, might be a good targeting option for your audience that you wouldn't have thought of. Another good question you could ask for audience research, and again, let's stay with our topic. Let's say we're targeting moms in their 30s. You could say, what are the top 10 brands or stores or TV shows, etc., fill in the blank, that moms in their 30s like to watch or shop at or do, etc. And it'll give you a lot of good information. And these could be targeting options that you use in your audience. You could also kind of match some of your ad copy to go with it. And there's a million other ways you can use it in your audience research. I'm going to be actually giving you more on this in future episodes, because this is really powerful, but also it's dangerous, because a lot of people are going to use this in the wrong way, and it's going to cost them a lot of money. So there's going to be a lot more coming from me on this as well. But those are some ways I use it for audience research. And then lastly, number 3, I use it for ad variations. So I'll create a full ad with great ad copy and everything else. And I'll put my best ad copy in there, and I'll say, hey, create, 2 or 3 or 5 different variations of this ad copy. And I don't just put in the ad copy, I also say who it's for. Here's some ad copy directed at moms who are in their 30s. Can you create 5 different variations for me? And here's the important part. I'm not going to just use the variations they give me word for word. That's where it's information versus skill. It's probably going to cost you money. I'm going to take what it gives me, and I'm going to use my brain and my level of skill, and I'm going to use some of that, and I'm going to form that into some good ad copy, but it's not going to be word for word. In fact, if it gives me 10 different things, I might mix and match things from all 10 into one ad. But I'm going to use my skill based off of all the years of experience I have, and look at what it gives me, and think of that as ingredients to a recipe, but you have to put it together in the right way, in the right order, and maybe even add some of your own ingredients to make it really good. And that's how you want to look at it. but it can be really effective for creating better variations for your ads as well. So these are just some of the ways that I use ChatGPT to create great Facebook ads. Again, it's not writing the ads for me. I want to be so extra clear on that. It's not doing that. It's allowing me to get more ideas and things that we didn't always think of, and more things that we can test, and then using our skill to go out and create great ad copy using some of those ideas and concepts. And then we have to use our skill to evaluate the data of what we're testing in an efficient, smart way, and then adapt to the data so that we can be smarter and smarter and smarter as we go. So when you use it as a tool, not as a main thing, but as an effective tool, it can do amazing things and work wonders for you. But just remember, don't rely on it too much. Don't use it as a primary thing without your skill, because then it's probably just going to cost you time and money, which you don't want. So I hope that was helpful. This is amazing stuff. I've got a lot more stuff coming in upcoming episodes on this. I love it. Episode 299 is in the books. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, if you want to get in touch, my website is philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.